look at this. Look at this. A proper power setup. This feels great. What's the ratio? Do you know the ratio?
It's always 1 to 2.
It's always 1 to 2. Okay.
Yep. At least unless you're using the electric boilers or some other weird garbage that I don't know about. But
yeah.
for vanilla boilers and steam engines, always 1 to 2.
Ah, there you go.
We'll probably have to expand coal heavily, but later. Oh, we haven't gotten there.
What up?
But there are really nice power towers that we get access to later with just like crazy coverage.
Oh, yes.
Going back to these just basic power poles makes me sad.
I know. Not even medium power poles.
Yeah.
Oh, we can make steel as well, I think, can't we? I should make steel. Yeah, we can make steel. Wait, what? Steel plate recipe. 5 iron ore?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll make like a little bit of steel just to sort of get us on our way.
What do we need for? Oh, there it is. For better logistics. There we go. Oh, do we have access to the non-burner labs? Nope. Still burner labs.
Yep.
That's fun.
Okay, there we go. I might see if we can actually upgrade all of our furnaces to electric furnaces, because that is a really easy way to just explode production.
What is going on here? Why is the offshore pump? Oh. I didn't realize the offshore pump required power.
You just
That's a new one.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
It doesn't usually, does it? No, it definitely doesn't usually.
Yeah, well, now it does.
Okay. Okay. All right, we got steel production, at least a little bit of steel production, so that'll hopefully get us through the early stages of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
How's our power production looking? I don't think.
No?
I don't think.
I think we're just not consuming any power. That's the main issue.
Nah, it's because we got that on. There you go. I turned off the burner generator.
Ah.
That's looking. So now it should be self-sustaining, I think, right? Presumably.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as we don't run out of power, which is a little spooky in and of itself. What I might want to do is put the offshore pump on a separate power loop with just like one of the steam engines.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too much of a problem. I guess as soon as we get just basic solar,
we're not gonna run out of power. We're not gonna run out of power. It'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, you're right. As long as I don't start doing alchemy soon, and we won't.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Oh no.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Okay, so what else do we need to do? We've got walls that we need to do. We've got... Because we've actually... We need to deploy the moat. The great wonder moat that I've heard so much about.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to wander around for a bit, maybe? Nah. Okay. Yeah, I know.
You get that a lot?
I say it a lot.
Fair enough.
I picked my name, and it was very apropos.
Yeah?
Yeah. I guess I was working on a video for this, but I am super happy with like the username I picked for myself. And I don't know. How about you? How long did it take to come up with orbital potato?
I threw random words together. So, okay, here is my thought. My thought was I wanted something. I wanted a verb and a noun. Like I wanted...
Yep.
I wanted a something something. Kind of like you, actually. I mean, that you're kind of the same, I suppose. You know, a doing word and then, and then a thing. And that's... I came up with orbital potato. That was pretty much it.
Where did this stuff go? Huh. That's weird.
So how did you come up with your name?
So a lot of my like base influences were a bunch of YouTubers that were 2 words. So Total Biscuit, Northern Lion, so on and so forth. And so it was kind of like, okay, so I know where I want to go with this. And I actually had a webcomic for a little while. It's super dead, so like don't ever go bother looking for it. About like a robot that was just wandering around, but it wasn't named that. And so I was like, okay, so it's gonna be Bot. Like that's easy. I know that one. And then Shell just turned around and was like, how about Wander? And that was it. Took like 1 afternoon, no deliberation. And so I get a lot of people asking like, how'd you come up with your username? And I'm like, it was the easiest shit ever.
Yeah.
I don't know why people act like it's complicated.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's funny you should mention that actually. Total Biscuit was like the exact sort of name that I sort of said to myself, can you delete that pipe there? Because I've got a blueprint for this. Could you delete that power cable and also
This one?
Yeah, that one. That would be perfect. Thank you. I'll just
so by the way, you actually want to leave a gap between?
Oh, for the power cables? Do you
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuz otherwise you can't connect the power. So let me extend it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, then
because this way you can have 1 power pole kind of spacing each set out. Eventually it's not so bad and you can have huge power poles.
Chunky ones. Yeah. Oh, are these boiler 2s actually? Are these boiler 1s? Because we've got boiler 2s.
Yeah, we just got boiler 2s. I will be upgrading as soon as we have steam engine 2s.
Okay, cool. Right. But yeah, no, Total Biscuit, like that name to me was like pretty much an exemplar type name. It's kind of the best, you know?
And it gives you 2 words to work off of, so like if one works and one doesn't.
100% agree.
Because I think for you, people can either use orbital or potato and it kind of works. For me, not a whole lot of people call me bot, which, you know what, I'm kind of fine with that.
Uh-huh.
It works as branding, but it's not super necessary from like somebody calling me bot, because that actually is super weird.
It does sound strange, yeah.
The one unintended consequence of picking my name is the number of people actually thought I was like Nightbot, for example.
Okay.
And so I have some local friends in the city that are also streamers, YouTubers, and they were a little confused why I was interacting with them because they thought I was like a legit bot. And I was like, no, I'm a real person. I'm a real boy.
That's quite good, actually. That is quite good. I like that.
Hey, we got logistics. That's a good feeling.
All right. Did I get yokai walls? Because I wanted to. I wanted to get yokai stuff. I feel like spice it up a little bit, you know?
Yep.
Yokai.
Oh, we need glass for labs? What? All right.
Yeah, it's quite easy though, I think.
I'm going to start pushing us towards electric labs so we can get away from these burner monstrosities.
I know, they're just so soul destroying in the worst possible way.
So wasteful.
Yokai walls. Okay. Queue up that. Queue up that. Okay, great. Okay, we got a lot of research to do, in fact. I'm gonna make a couple of additional burner labs just to get through.
I'm looking forward to alchemizing science. That makes it so much faster.
What does that mean? When you say alchemizing science, what does that mean?
So, you know what productivity modules are, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what beacons are, yeah?
I do.
So we got some high-tier beacons that we have access to.
Oh, okay.
That you can stick like 10 productivity modules into. Something from very little. Super nice. Totally broken, but it costs egregious amounts of power, so I don't feel like it's terribly unfair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it a little bit broken. It's all good.
You also really don't get the ability to, like, abuse it, I think, until towards the end of the game, and then it's not so bad.
Yeah. See, I don't know. Factorio is one of those games, right? I don't mind. I don't mind if it's a little bit broken, because at the end of the day, I feel like you're always competing with yourself to just make the best, most efficient factory. Like, you're the real enemy. You know? What is this? A local radar. The heck's a local radar?
So, local radar does not expand your vision area. What it does is it will show you exactly. It gives you sight range of everything in your immediate area.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So, you know when, like, you're looking at the map and everything is kind of staticky, even though it's been explored? It gives you sight of that specific spot.
Okay.
So, useful for keeping an eye on, like, a wall, especially, you know, early on before you have bigger radar.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't think it pisses off the biters, but that's it.
I've just seen this monstrosity of a moat that you've created. This is quite something.
You wanted to be on an island. Well, here we go.
That is you've made like you've made a Utah, or you've made one of these US states that has got such angular dimensions.
Absolutely. And there's the little nubbins because I wanted to save some of the resources.
Oh, okay. All right. A little nubbin goes a long way. That's what they say.
Moat is almost done. Man, that was easier.
I
guess we still have kind of the other branch on this weird peninsula.
Dude, we can.
I should probably go.
We can create ships.
Yes.
We can sail around our moat.
Wait.
Yeah, for real.
Are there artillery boats?
There's AI boats.
Can we put guns on our boats?
I think so. You can put modules. You can put modules on the boats. So presumably, there's like a self-defense module or something, isn't there? Yeah, you can definitely do that. I'm pretty sure we can have boats patrolling our our moat. I would love to see that.
Because one of the problems I was running into is with the more advanced biters, they will actually start spawning bases on your side of the moat.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's not so bad, but it gets a little dicey. And so the last time I played, I was like, I'm gonna launch the rocket today, and then biters just started flowing over the moat into my base, and I had to go like panic mode to fend them off.
Yeah.
Which was a nice change of pace. You know, I've been flying pretty easy breezy up until that point. And so suddenly I actually had to give a dang. All right. So now we only have to worry about attacks from the east.
Okay. East is
right side.
Which I know which way east is. No, I was just thinking. What's over there? We've not really.
I have no idea.
Not really explored.
Did we get radar yet? No.
Deep core ore chunk combined yield 100,000 million%. What does that actually mean? I don't know what that is.
Oh, are you looking at those?
Yeah.
That's for deep core mining, which is something I haven't messed with because I didn't need to.
Okay.
But it's an infinite yield resource that just requires some extra chains to process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I don't necessarily know if we're going to need, considering all of this is infinite.
Yeah.
But I figure it was an extra option to play with if we ran into trouble with resource chains.
The more, the merrier. As far as I'm concerned. I've upgraded all the boilers, by the way, because I had the steel, and I just did. So, there you go.
Awesome.
They're all upgraded.
Let's see. We should have Steam Engine 2s available as well.
Are they? I don't...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, apparently. We totally do. Well,
I'll start making them.
Yeah, you pick up the steel. Okay.
Because yeah, the main difference between the boiler 1s and the boiler 2s is just heat. They
Is it?
output hotter steam.
Oh, okay.
And so I believe the boiler 2s require more. But the boiler 2s put out twice as much power. So, or the steam engine 2s put out twice as much power. Yeah. Yeah, it's like double the temperature. But double the power.
Double the power. Twice the power.
Actually, no. It's like max consumption. I think they do require more coal. Yeah, they consume twice as much. So it's just a linear scaling to save on space.
Okay, we're halfway to the electric lab, which is real nice. That's gonna make things a lot easier. Okay, cool.
Oh, good. We're already on electric furnaces. That's a good feeling.
Yep. We've got all of the iron on electric furnaces, on the steel on electric furnaces. I should probably upgrade other stuff, actually, but none of it's really that important at this moment in time. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think we're in a good place. I certainly feel comfortable. Yeah. Especially now that we've got that defensive moat around. There we go. I'm gonna just set up real quick. I'm gonna set up a couple of assembly machines to make, like, motors and belts and stuff. Just, you know, random assorted junk that we're gonna need.
Let's see. By the way, I've got a recycling machine.
Yeah, I saw that. What's all that about?
So you can throw in something you don't want and get the base components out.
Really?
Yeah, so say burner inserter arms that you don't want anymore. Chuck them in, get whatever the resources back out.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah. It's also one of the core components of alchemy.
Okay, you keep saying alchemy, like
Yep.
And it never makes me feel...
I'm gonna keep saying it until we get there, and then you'll truly understand.
Never makes me feel particularly good. There's just something about the way that you say it. It's like you're smiling when you say it.
I am smiling when I say it.
It just scares me. It just scares me.
I have mastered the art of being of my smiles being audible.
It's quite a skill.
Just do this long enough and you get there.
So how long have you been doing this?
7 years as of a week from now.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
What's changed? What are the big changes?
The early access and the indie apocalypse to some degree.
Okay.
So early access has just kind of expanded rapidly. Like I remember a couple of years ago, early access was just, you know, you get early access games kind of here and there, and they're all kind of new and noteworthy and interesting, and people would dive on them and they'd be like, yeah. And now like everything is early access, and so that's been an almost unwelcome change. Let's see what, and apart from that, just the indie gaming industry has massively exploded. Like the sheer number of new indie games that come out year after year has increased far more than I had expected.
Look, I like indie games. I play them a lot. Like, they're the staple of my channel. However, I feel like every game, unless it's released by like Rockstar, is an indie game. Like the definition has really expanded too. You know what I mean?
Sort of. I think it's just because indie games have started taking over a significant chunk of the market, where previously they were much more limited in scale to just like the guys that made Aquaria. Team Meat and so on and so forth. And now it's just like Stardew Valley, one of the most successful games of all time, made by one dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here's the problem with our science.
We don't have enough of it. Oh, did my manual inputs run out?
Yeah,
Okay.
copper's out.
Yeah,
I mean, we should probably replace these with steam assembly machines. Here, I'm actually going to do that real quick.
I mean, go for it. Steam can be a bit of a pain to move, though, so that's why I guess I haven't.
Yeah, but it's faster than any of the assembly machines we have.
It is lightning.
Because the regular ones are half, where steam is double. Yeah.
I also, I worry that maybe I just, okay. You've deposited a whole bunch of junk into my inventory again, and I don't appreciate it.
I apologize.
No, you don't. You don't even feel guilty about it. I don't believe it. Okay.
This is true.
There we go. Okay. Cool. Alright, I've got some belt production up and running. It's nothing special, but it's here. We got some belt production. Right. What else? Got motor production 2. 0.6. 1.1. Alright. Yeah, okay, so we should never need to craft basic, horrible transport belts again. Hurrah. Are you redoing science? Since we've got electric labs, or we will have in very, very short time. Good shout. Good shout.
Let's see. Do we have landfills yet? No. Dang. Question. Can I build over this water? Nope.
I mean, what? You wanna just completely pave over the this pond right here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's see. It's no immediate rush, but I would very much like to get rid of that pond.
You hate ponds. Okay, I see how it is.
I hate ponds when I'm building a giant mega factory.
Okay.
That's...
Ooh. I didn't realize. We've got a to-do list up in the top left-hand corner.
Yep. Yeah, so we can actually share stuff. I don't know how to do it. Add new. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to just ignore that.
Oh, well, of course.
Not because I'm necessarily disinterested, but just because I don't know about you. To-do lists are always difficult for me because I feel like by the time I get organized with the whole to-do list, I could have just completed 1 or 2 things on the task, so I usually just have like real crappy notes that I'm just like, game, date, done.
Yeah.
Sometimes it screws me over though.
Yeah, I try to do to-do lists, but I only really use them when there's like a lot of stuff on, like a lot of stuff happening. The rest of the time, I feel like it's a little bit of a distraction from actually just doing the stuff that you need to do.
Yep. So sometimes it's necessary though. I was in bed yesterday, just ready to go to sleep. You know, wake up on time, no big deal. Checked my phone right before I went to sleep. It'll be okay. There's nothing major. And then I get an email from one of my PR companies that wanted to sponsor a video, being like, "Hey, where's the video for a review?" And I'm like, "Oh right,
Oh,
that game." So I like popped out of bed and recorded.
Then you replied, "Oh, it must not have gone live. Oh, silly YouTube for not scheduling the video properly."
I just sent it off. I don't even give those excuses anymore. Those worked in school. They didn't even work in school, and I knew it, but it was just kind of obligatory. But yeah, now I'm just like, whatever. I was actually super tempted to just say, like, maybe never mind. This doesn't actually seem like the kind of game for me. And then I played it, I'm like, I should never have agreed to this.
Oof.
Okay, we need glass. Glass requires sand. Sand requires stone. Oh, well,
It's real easy, yeah. I made it for the last playthrough. I mean, I made it in another world, another time. Okay. What am I doing? Yeah, so feel free to just dip in and take some belts here. This is a belt production area, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, man. So much junk in my inventory since you filled me right up. It's actually a real impediment to getting stuff done.
Just, oh, do we have warehouses yet? No.
Another world, I think.
Yeah, another world, another time. Our current research is more important, though, than getting a warehouse.
I agree. I'm doing yokai components now, and so that's going to hopefully unlock a whole bunch of stuff, which I have literally no idea what they do. But then the one after that, is going to give us walls, I think. There we go. Alright. I mean, what are the biter? The biter evolution is at 15%.
Yeah.
So things started getting hairy at 20% last time. Now...
Yeah, part of it is, it was especially hairy because they were very close to us. That this time around, I gave us considerably more of a buffer, so they might not actually just start biting at our knees.
Did you redo science by any chance?
Got mildly distracted.
No worries. No worries. I was just curious. So I'll get. Oh, God, I have to get rid of.
Yeah,
some.
I should probably have prioritized that over glass.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Actually, no, but we need glass if I want to redo science. So
yes.
I guess there's a reason. There's a process here.
There is a process here. Okay. Let's do... Okay. So, science packs, it's literally just copper and gears, isn't it? Okay. That's nice and easy. Where do you think we want to assemble red science packs?
Ideally, what we should do is probably find a bus location.
I know.
And actually start working towards that.
I've created like a mini bus here, but it's not sustainable or even
We probably want to go up. Like, loop the resources around and then kind of head where that N4 material chunk Duratol is. The problem is we have so much water on this map that's actually kind of in the way.
Yeah? Ooh, yeah, radar. Radar is being researched right now, isn't it? Cool.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Let me do...
Okay, so now I got some electric labs.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna just slap him down on the ground, and... I don't know. Okay. Should I... Well, you have belt protection, yeah?
I haven't built production. I was just sort of thinking about how I wanted to do it out here. This is just belts. This is just temporary belts to get us.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could do some horrible thing where, yeah, I guess actually, screw it. Let's just extend the bus down, because we've got a big water area that we can just fill in.
Yeah. By the time that we get down here and we actually need to use it, we'll have landfill, I guess.
Yeah. Let me just. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's alright, I'm doing it too. So I hope if I do it, then it's going to fill up your inventory with junk. Maybe I can get my own back.
I'll increase my robot army so this goes faster.
Okay.
But yeah, clear this out, take this area. And worst comes to worst, if we absolutely have to, we can just take a hard left and make a main U.
Oh my goodness, look at the size of this water. This is a huge pond. This is...
Yeah.
Oh my.
I figured it'd be nice and defensible, but yeah, I'll just have some of our stone working on landfills at some point.
I mean, look, I mean, we're defended now, so We'll be fine forever. Yeah,
Almost.
I guess bring...
East is not properly covered. Something can still come nibble at our toes there.
Oh, well, you know, who doesn't like a toe nibble once in a while?
Ugh.
You said it.
I did.
That's...
I just didn't say I liked it.
I didn't say I liked it. I just said who doesn't like it.
The implications of that statement are a little bit more salacious than my own.
It's very true. It's very true. You're quite correct. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Yes, okay.
How long have you been doing YouTube for? Or, and Twitch, I guess?
Almost 6 years. Almost 6 years.
Okay.
On and off. Well, mostly on. But for like, work reasons, I basically took a year off like a year and a half ago. Yeah, so I've been doing it for 6 years, but one of those years was not doing it.
Yeah.
So to speak.
I'm not going to say I got lucky, but as soon as my channel was like starting to kind of take off, I got laid off. So I was just like, well, I guess I know what I'm doing.
That's, well, I mean, look, luck is one of these things, right? It's a bit of a misnomer. I don't think there is really such a thing as luck. There is to a degree, but not as much as people.
I believe in luck, but I don't feel like my YouTube success is luck.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just really, really good timing and targeted efforts.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like lucky. I've been playing Risk of Rain with the rest of the group. Or not the rest of the group, but like Madi, Penta, and Rito.
Yeah.
And it is super obvious the drop rates favor me. And maybe I'm also just a greedy pig, but still.
You make your own luck.
Bit.
By stealing everyone else's luck.
I don't steal it. It's just item drops in front of me, and I'm like, hey, cool item. And then like the level ends, and I look at like how many items does Rito have? None.
Yeah.
Oh. And then he dies, and I'm like, this is my fault. I did this.
Alright. Don't mind me. Just turning off the power temporarily.
It's okay. I am currently consuming all trees from our... It's not really a peninsula.
Speaking of consume all trees, did you play Destroy All Humans? I'm pretty sure you did,
yes,
didn't you?
I played a fair bit of it. I think I'm at like the 3/4 halfway point. I didn't do any of the open world stuff because that bores me. But the actual campaign missions I was doing and rather enjoying.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
It was, for a game that came out when I was a kid, it still holds up shockingly well.
Really?
Yeah. Like, the gameplay was solid. The humor was decent. They had, like, a disclaimer being like, some of this might be kind of offensive. And, like, not really.
Okay.
Not overwhelmingly, at least. Some of it was, but it's like, maybe I'm just desensitized to some of this stuff. But as far as, like, objective-based third-person shooter with, like, a heavy... like focus on just dumb humor. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Because it looked all right, but like I was a bit wary. It's like, is this just all flash and no substance? But I'm glad that you.
It definitely doesn't have the substance that like a lot of modern games have. But like, have you played Hat in Time?
No, I haven't, but I watched Alexa play it. Alexa played it like a year and a half ago or something, so...
It kind of feels like Hat in Time on some of the less interesting levels, where there's not much to do, you just kind of have your objective, you do it, and funny things happen in the background.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need more complexity than that. It'd be nice to have more complexity, but a lot of, like, third-person shooter, third-person platformer, collectathon kind of games, they just don't offer that, and that's kind of okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting, actually. I don't know. I have so little experience with those types of games anyway that I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
So what are some games that don't hold up so well? Went back to play BioShock, actually.
Really?
Like
Okay.
the original one.
Uh-huh.
And it held up okay, but I remember BioShock being, like, difficult or, like, challenging and spooky. And having played so many other games in the meantime, going back to BioShock was just almost... It wasn't laughably easy, but it felt very simple.
I know. Yeah.
And so the writing, the ambiance, and, like, a lot of the art direction still kind of holds up. But the core gameplay was like, yeah, it's actually just kind of basic.
Bang, 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 dead sort of thing, yeah.
Yep. Well, zap and then hit him with the pipe, or
Of
zap
course.
and then shoot him.
Ah. Yeah. No, that's fair.
I'm trying to think of other. Have you actually played a whole lot of the remasters lately that have been coming out, or no, not really?
Not really. I'm trying to, in my spare time, I'm trying to work through Metal Gear Solid.
Ah.
And
which one?
so
Like,
I played I saved recently. I played through the original PS1 game, and honestly, it was truly phenomenal. Like, honestly, one of the most fantastic experiences I've ever had with a video game ever. Like, genuinely incredible. And I don't say that lightly, because I don't really do older games. I never do retro games, but that game was great. And then the second one I sort of got a little bit through and then kind of stalled out because it's a bit weird.
it was weird.
Yeah, have you played them?
So that's I've never played them, but Metal Gear Solid was what got me into doing this in the first place.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first week of college. My dorm neighbors, I guess. One of them was watching a Metal Gear Solid LP, and I was like, "What is this? Like, this is kind of cool." And it was really funny, and the guys were, you know, they were very good at the game, and they knew a lot about it. So it was kind of just, it was just super easy to get into, and they're still doing it here and there. But that was the first time I ever watched an LP, even knew what they were. Unfortunately, I didn't really like think of like, hey, this is something I could actually do myself.
Yeah.
Until a couple years later, when I, heard about other people doing it professionally. I was like, wait a second, people do this as a job? Oh wow, that is slim. Do we not have a? Oh, we do have a chest for iron.
Yeah. I'm bringing copper down to the bus over here. I should point out.
Yeah, I probably gonna want to tear an amount of this stuff up so we can have some more space to process iron.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree. This area over here where I am is entirely temporary and just giving us belts. So like this entire area here, I'm not gonna touch at all.
Okay.
Because
each one of these individual lines going into the furnaces is not the most efficient.
None of them. I mean, the furnaces are just garbage. They're just, compared to what we get later. And then the steel area is super temporary. So yeah, look, this area entirely down here, I would say is like Ironville. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna do the lazy thing and just handcraft a bunch of automation science packs.
Go for it. Is that the green ones?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh. What is the... Oh, this just needs copper? Wait.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing the
copper.
copper down. This is not a good idea, actually. Let me just...
Huh. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, that's BioShock. BioShock is a fantastic game.
They're
really
great
like it.
games. I would love to see them actually return to the formula and try and make some more.
The thing is, though, how do you follow the original BioShock? And I know people like BioShock 2, and I know
think the point is, less of following BioShock and more the formula of it, dark, claustrophobic, somewhat heavy focus on story.
Mm.
Because Bioshock Infinite was a weird game, and it was bright. It lost a lot of the kind of dark charm that the first Bioshock had, and maybe the second. I've never actually played Bioshock 2.
It's, I mean, I see. The thing is, I think Bioshock Infinite was a fine game. It was all right. It's just Bioshock 1 was so profound. How do you find that profoundness again, you know?
Yeah. That is... I don't know. I mean, I guess from my perspective, you don't always have to have, like, a perfect sequel or, like, a proper... You don't have to do better than the first. It just has to be fun or interesting in its own way.
Yeah.
I see a lot of games specifically trying to top the previous one, and sometimes it works. Recently, there have been a whole spat of sequels. Risk of Rain 2, Rogue Legacy 2, what else am I playing?
Binding of
There's
Isaac
more
Rebirth.
sequels than that.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. And so a number of those, I mean, admittedly, Isaac Rebirth was absolutely just topping the previous one. And same thing with Rogue Legacy 2. But I liked how Risk of Rain did it, where they're just like, yeah, we're just going to do something completely different. And it actually worked out really well for them.
Yeah. I've watched you play it. I've watched a bunch of people play it, and to be honest, it just looks it's not my type of game. It is a total...
You're not much of a roguelike guy, though, so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No, I very, very much not a roguelike. I like... It was interesting. I was watching your series with Rito and Alexa, the Gunfire Reborn one, and and Rito, I think, was talking about how much he didn't like meta progression, and I think you chimed in. You also didn't like meta progression or something in roguelikes. I can't recall. But,
it depends.
But I couldn't disagree more. Like I feel like the meta progression is what interests me the most. You know?
I think the biggest issue in a lot of cases is that meta progression becomes a replacement for complexity in a game.
Okay.
That it is there to give you something to do and nothing more. And so that works for a game like Rogue Legacy, where you are grinding to increase your stats, but the whole game is about the grind. But there's enough interesting variety, things to explore, little tricks, and it's hard enough that, you don't really feel like you're just grinding the whole time. And it's not very long either. Like, my Rogue Legacy 1 playthroughs are 10 hours long tops.
Yeah.
Whereas the issue I was running into with Gunfire Reborn was the only thing to do was to grind.
Yeah.
And there was only one boss. There was only one region, and like one of my moderators is actually also a moderator for the Gunfire Reborn people, and to unlock everything in that game was easily 100 hours. And I don't want to be playing a game for 100 hours fighting the same first boss, second boss, third boss, going through the same first zone, second zone, third zone, with minimal variation. Like, you have to have a game with Factorio levels of complexity and interest to get me to come back for that repeatedly.
Yeah. I think it's fair. Yeah, totally.
I guess it's the meta progression is the carrot on the stick, but it has to be a good carrot, and you have to eat the carrot occasionally.
Yeah. That's some analogy. That has to be a good carrot.
I don't know.
Has to be a good carrot. Yeah. You're a connoisseur of roguelikes much more than I am, so I
Yeah. I have played, I think, every single major roguelike in the past decade to absurd levels. Not to the level that, like, I think a lot of the rest of the Wholesomeverse have. Because, you know, Alexa has Binding of Isaac. Rito has Neon Abyss and Gungeon. Rhapsody has Slay the Spire and Monster Train now.
Yeah.
I think I always get a little bit bored before I get to that level. I just can't do it as much.
Yeah.
But I played all of them.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just... I just don't like playing the same thing over and over again in very, very similar fashion.
Yeah.
I like an ever-evolving game, like Factorio.
It has to... Yeah. The interesting thing is, like, I'd rather play a roguelike than for, like, 3 months than Factorio for a while, or... When I'm done with Factorio, I put it on the back burner for like a year.
Yeah.
That you know, then I am done, and I don't want to think about it again for a while.
It's a saga, right? It is a chapter of your life.
Yeah.
When you play it.
This is very true, actually. I have a number of fans who only watch me for Factorio, and they only come back once a year for my inevitable yearly playthrough of Factorio. And I didn't know they existed until they were talking about it this year because I was late.
Oh, really? You got a schedule to keep. I see.
Not really, but I didn't realize I was that consistent. Is the real answer.
I don't know. Factorio is weird in how it just draws you back, even though it's like you're basically playing the same thing over and over.
Because every time your process changes, and the mods have changed, so it's, you know, it's different than it was.
Yeah. Again, it's like, good games, good games, I think you're competing against yourself, because then there's always something to improve. You know?
Let's see, is this your rudimentary
This is my
iron mine?
Yeah, I'm sort of zoning something out here just to...
I'd probably do away with the boxes. And just have these
do you not like
ready
buffering?
to belt out.
I like buffering, to be honest.
I like buffering, but it's going to be a lot of space. I would buffer afterwards, like at the end. So I would put the buffer here instead.
But are we not losing a whole bunch of production coming out of these?
You don't need that big of a buffer, is the answer, especially if this scales up, because the buffer is just like a small amount that you can come and grab some iron. You don't really want to be stowing thousands.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
No, but as the point that I'm making is that I'm not sure that you're gonna like get the maximum amount of efficiency out of these stone furnaces, because there will always be iron like waiting over here, if that makes sense.
I'm just not sure if we need that level of efficiency if we're not pulling it after a little bit.
Hold up, let me test it. We can test it. Okay, let me bring it in. Oh man, every time I level up, I have a little mini heart attack. I'm like, what is that noise?
Yeah, because it's an absolute surprise.
It's an absolute surprise, and it's such an unnatural Factorio noise.
Yeah, I hope they come up with a new sound. But,
yeah.
Oh, these are my burner labs. Get out of here.
All right. Let's give this a test. So what do we got? We got that. Okay. Yeah, because iron production is slow and sad.
Yeah, we can speed it up. I'm waiting until we get advanced material processing.
Yeah.
That's the main bottleneck for me, because that gets us the electric steel furnace, which has double the crafting speed. I figured I'd go all in on updating our setup once we had that. Okay, there we go.
I think you might be right in terms of like this block size. I think it works. I think if it was a longer series of furnaces, it wouldn't work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there would be belts like over There'd be iron like waiting on these belts over here
I
to get
just
onto
know
the belt.
once we have a bunch of these furnace setups, processing all of the iron, it's going to back up no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter how many buffers we jam in.
Yeah. So you're anti-buffer. All right. I can get on board with anti-buffer.
I'm okay with a little bit of buffer, but there's a point of absurdity where you are buffering too hard.
I'm a hard bufferer. Okay, I see how it is. You're buffer shaming me.
A little. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a point of efficiency where it becomes inefficiently efficient. Uh-oh.
It's like a little bit of buffer, okay? A little bit of buffer on the side.
That's interesting. What the hell happened here?
What's up?
We had some aliens get nearby. Luckily, I already had the dart turrets in place, so they got killed before they got anywhere.
Can they jump over moats? If they can jump over moats, then we need to immediately change our entire game plan.
No, I think they're just going around, but I think we just need more moat.
Wow. And maybe more boats, too.
Yeah. Where are these guys coming from?
Also, we have a radar as well. I'm going to plonk down a radar.
Yeah.
I'll get 2 radars, in fact.
Let's see if I can cross this. This shouldn't be shallow enough. My assumption is what they're doing is they're having some pathing problems. Yeah, they're just taking the long way around. So what they do is they set like a waypoint to head towards, and that is like their
ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's their ultimate goal,
Yeah.
like their staging area. And then, oh boy. We need that moat bad. You might want to make a gun.
Okay. Uh-oh. Do we have any guns? We don't have any. We got Nerf guns. We got Nerf guns. That's it. That's all we got.
Yep. We grew complacent.
I don't want to say that this was my concern, but this was exactly my concern.
Well, I mean, we have a very easy solution.
Yeah, just get
I'm
good.
just noticing a lot of biter. Well, the thing is, like, ultimately, there's only so many biters that are going to get in. So if we can actually close the gap, we're fine. We just have to go close that gap immediately before too many more get in. I left it open because I figured, we'd probably be okay, and that is categorically false. So I'm gonna. Okay, that is 6,000 water fill. I'm gonna go make hella moat.
We should have.
I
like,
would recommend
more than enough, I think.
Yeah, I would recommend just making a basic Nerf gun and some dart projectiles. They're not great, but the enemies aren't strong enough that that's going to be a big deal.
I got him. Do you want me to come? Should we?
Nah. Just keep an eye out because there are still some 1 second. Here we go. There's still some aliens that are lurking inside our area. So I'm about to close this off.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Ooh.
Still some aliens lurking inside. Okay.
Yep.
It's like the.
Yeah, they're just kind of running circles currently because I think we're not really pissing them off yet.
Okay. So, there's not going to be some sort of weird situation where there's going to be an alien that jumps out of your chest completely unexpectedly.
And I'll probably die before that happens.
Okay.
My corpse might start spitting things, but I think these aliens are a little bit more focused on.
I'm coming out. I'm having a little wander over to see you. Jeez.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're good. I've closed the border.
Oh.
But like I said, there are still some lurking in the base that should be ready for.
Okay.
That's okay. They're just attacking the miners. That sounded weird.
It's next level plays here. Oh,
it's smart, yeah.
That's fine.
They're gonna run riot for a bit.
That's okay.
They haven't destroyed the ship yet. I almost feel like it should be a,
Yeah, easy enough.
yeah, so it looks like
They destroyed a couple of
did some-
drones, I think. Yeah.
yeah, they did damage to our coal line.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't see any others running around. Okay. Wow, yeah, that was kind of minimal damage.
Where did they go? Like, are we sure that they can't
They were
get
up
in?
north. What they'll do is, so chances are they actually came from, like, a western camp. And what they will do is they'll set a waypoint, like, in the middle of the green Tiberium field up north.
Yeah.
And that is where they move to first. So they go the long way around the moat, find their waypoint, hit that, then they come to attack. And so that's why they came from such a strange angle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll clear out the remaining ones. I see like one or two.
Right, I think
They're mostly
this...
wandering around aimlessly.
Right, I think I'm gonna redo the iron area. I'm gonna just take it all to bits, and then we can start again with a sort of another temporary blueprint,
Yeah.
but is gonna have like a lot more throughput.
Because if you want to check research, there's a thing called ovens. I think I told you about this last time, but ovens are dumb busted and can process a lot in a very small space. And so ultimately we're going to want those instead of anything. Alright, I think I got the stragglers. There might be a couple more, but...
Oh, okay, so we need to do blue science before we can get to ovens, basically.
We need to have the research for ovens. We don't actually need anything from blue science. We just...
Yeah.
So, that's not as bad.
No, I agree. Okay, but the thing is that if we've got these droid construction things, then we might as well just like, you know, do it. Even if it do like this little upgrade, even if it gives us a sort of short-term little boost. Okay, do this part. Wonderful. Okay. Blueprints. Blueprint that.
Okay, I think we're good. I've re-upped our coal production, and it doesn't seem like we're demanding too much. Eventually we will.
Okay, that's cool.
There we go. Okay, so now we've got electric steel furnaces. So you might actually want to update your blueprint with that pretty quick.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Now, how do I do this?
Use the upgrade planner.
Yeah, I've never used this before. This is new tech for me.
Ooh.
How the heck do I...
Oh, my inventory is full now.
Right click to open.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness, that is... So electric steel furnaces, you said. That's what we've got, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that'll be twice as fast as what we've got.
Wonderful. Okay.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Everything else is good. Alright. Did you want, by the way, time to actually break for dinner?
I'm good. I'm good to
Or
go, but
lunch?
it's all
Okay.
if you want to. I don't mind.
So maybe in
Oh,
40 minutes,
Oh,
half an hour before Wholesome Verse.
I'm gonna die. I absorbed the Tiberium. I don't know. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Just dump it out on the ground.
I don't know where it went. I
Oh,
thought I
it's in
got
your
rid of...
trash slots.
Oh.
You put them in your trash slots.
Oh gosh, that was... Oh boy. Did you take him out of my inventory? You took one from the tea? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I pulled them out of your trash slots.
I picked up the mining tool, the mining vehicle.
Yep.
You-
And it was a trap.
Oh, you did me a solid. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to exile this Tiberium field.
That's dreadful stuff. That's awful. Oh man, that was... Oh boy.
Unwelcome surprise.
That was a very unwelcome surprise. Oh man, that was... Oh.
Okay, so it's a bit sloppy, but hopefully this will prevent the Tiberium from growing into the rest of our base.
Do we... So do we wall it off, or... Sorry, I'm not looking at what you're doing.
That's... Well, we'll see if this works.
Ooh. What's that?
So this is a moat we can walk over,
Ah.
but if we're lucky, it's enough to stop it from spreading.
How peculiar.
Yeah,
Ah, I like it. Very nice.
but that should give us a decently sized Tiberium field when we get there. We also got like one to the north that we might want to keep an eye on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go do that now.
Okay.
I'll just go lock off some of the Tiberium fields so they don't take over our area, because the one up north is huge.
All right. What do you eventually envision doing with Tiberium?
So we can turn it into raw resources. Like actually, to some degree, what I want to do is go back down to that field, grow it hard, or maybe use the stuff up here.
Yeah.
Grow it really hard, and use it as a replacement for oil, because we do not have oil on this map.
Ah. Okay.
Oh,